For this solar light DIY, I want to make a solar light lighthouse. So I'm going to use one of these spring vases they have from the Dollar Tree. It doesn't really matter which color you get because we are going to cover it up and make it look like a lighthouse. So I just removed the tags from that one. I've also used those to make the flower solar lights this year on my channel. I also got a jar lid from a mason jar and one of the little individual candle holders that come in a 4-pack for the little tea light candles from the Dollar Tree. We're going to combine all of these items together with a solar light to make a lighthouse. To cover the outside of it, I'm going to use some of the shelf liner from the Dollar Tree. It almost looks like pebbly stone, and I think that's going to work really well for the outside of this, and it's going to be a nice durable material that's going to hold up really well outside, I think. Now, it is shaped a little bit skinnier at the top, so I just tried to mold that around to make that work. And we're just going to simply hot glue the shelf liner to the vase itself. I did kind of avoid the lip of it a little bit there so that I can use that to attach everything I need for the top of my lighthouse. And I just use hot glue to wrap that as tightly around as I can, keeping to that shape of the bottle. And this worked out perfectly. This held up really well outside, this material. And I just overlap it slightly there. And then I can cut the bottom to make it the perfect size. Since I was kind of working with a skinnier at the top, larger at the bottom, I wasn't sure exactly how much I was going to need. But I still felt it was a little bit too large at the top. So I'm going to show you how I fix that. I'm just going to cut another slit here and overlap it slightly here. So it will take the shape that I was looking for. And that seemed to work really well. So I just have another seam on it, but you can't really tell. Now, to make it look like a lighthouse, I wanted to add some fun decor to it, but I wanted things that would be durable, that would hold up well out in the weather. For the top of the lighthouse, I wanted the little section there for the light to sit on. And for that, I think a jar lid's going to work perfectly for that section. But again, I did want to decorate it a little bit. So I'm going to go in here with a black Sharpie. You could always use a paint pen as well, but I find that you have a little bit more control with a Sharpie. And I'm just going to draw on some simple art-shaped windows here for our lighthouse, just to add a little bit of fun. That shelf liner was really easy to draw on and worked perfectly, especially when you're working with a dark color like black like that. Now to add this to the top, that's going to cover up the yellow glass that you can see there, so I think that will work well. I do want to weigh it down as well because this is going to be outside. I don't want it to fall over and break. And so I'm just going to use some Dollar Tree pebbles and fill up the bottom just to weigh that down before I start to put this DIY together. Now I think we can do the jar lid. I'm going to use some stronger glue for this. I really want it to hold up well. So I'm going to use some super glue from the Dollar Tree. It's actually the cement, I guess it's called, the multi-purpose cement. And I glue that metal to glass on there, hoping that's going to stay durable. I put it down like that so it wouldn't catch any water. And then I'm going to put the little glass votive candle holder on top of that. That is going to light up. So it's not going to have a candle or anything in it. I'm going to use that multi-purpose cement for that as well. Glass to metal, I want it to be super strong. But I also put a little hot glue in the center just to hold it on for right now, just to help get it exactly where I need it to be. I center it right there on the jar lid. And you could really use anything for the jar lid, just something that was circular that you could fit into this. And then I put some more of that glue along the top, and we're just going to glue the top of a Dollar Tree solar light here to the top. The silver finish is perfect for this. And look how that is just the right size for that little votive candle holder and for the lighthouse in general. I just line that up how I like it and let that glue start to set up. And this really did turn out really durable using that Dollar Tree multi-purpose cement glue. You could always use some E6000 or some Gorilla Glue Clear Grip as well. Those work really well if you want to get some adhesive that's not from the Dollar Tree. Now, I did want it to look like it had a fishing net on it, but I also wanted something durable to hold up outside. To do that, I'm going to use some of the Dollar Tree rug liner. This is that stuff that you put like underneath your rugs so they don't move around, but look how it looks kind of like netting. and it's going to be super durable. So I want that to be draped down around the lighthouse. So I'm just going to cut out like a little rectangular piece here and kind of arrange it how I want it to drape down the side of the lighthouse. I think something like that would be cool. And I could add some seashells and stuff to it as well. But I don't want to cover up the entire lighthouse. So I start here at the jar lid and attach that shelf liner. I can always trim off any excess material that I don't need. And I'm going to have it kind of drape around. So I just glue this to the back seam where I had the shelf liner back here and cut off the excess netting back here. And this actually worked out pretty well for a fishing net. I'm always trying to find different ways to make fishing net, especially from Dollar Tree products. And then I only have it visible on one side of the lighthouse. I'm going to glue it here to the front so it'll kind of drape down like that and trim it up a little bit more there on the bottom so it doesn't overlap the ground too much. I think that looks pretty good. And I do want to decorate it as well with some fun little items. These are some little tiny seashells from my collection. Some of these are from Dollar Tree. Some of these are probably from the beach. And I'm just going to glue some small ones here coming down the net. And I just use hot glue to attach these and they seem to hold up just fine. I wanted a little bit of variety with the different seashells on there. And here it is, our little solar light lighthouse. It doesn't have a lot of frilly things on it, but I think that works great for an outdoor DIY like this. And I've made this previously on my channel. I've had this outside for quite a while, and it's held up really well. A fun idea for a solar light lighthouse. A little bit different take on it than just stacking the pots that you see for lighthouses. I like those DIYs. I can't really find pots from the Dollar Tree that I can seem to do that with.